Gurudev ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I'd like to welcome devotees. Thank you very much for joining us today. Wanted to seek your good wishes and your blessings so that we can remember Gomotha. We should very often think of Gomotha. Krishna can't live without Gomotha. He has to see her every day. He has to serve her every day. He has to milk her every day. But if we don't think about Gomotha at all, then Krishna may not be so impressed with us because he's always thinking about Gomotha. This is a really nice verse from the Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 16th chapter, 14th verse. You can recite this together.
Brahmarishinam Bhrugu Aham, Rajarishinam Aham Manu, Devashinam Narado Aham, Havidhani Ashmi Deneshu. Among saintly Brahmins, I'm Bhrigu Muni, and I'm Manu among saintly kings. I'm Narad Muni among saintly demigods, and I'm Kamadhenu among cows.
So Krishna himself is saying, I'm Kamadhenu among cows. So this is Gomata. It's said that all the devatas reside in her body. You can see here, there's so many of them. Brahma, even Lord Vishnu is there. So Lakshmi Devi is towards the back, because I think we'll come across this pastime where she approaches Gomata and says, where do I reside? And Gomata said, well, every part of me has been taken, except you can have this part. And Lord Shiva is there, Hanuman, is that the four Kumaras, Saraswati Ma. So fascinating. So why is she so important? Let's see if we can understand a little bit. So, manifestation of Gomata. The Vedic literatures state that all the cows of this world are descendants of Kamadhenu or Surabhi, who is the mother of all cows. Kamadhenu is a miraculous cow of plenty who resides in the spiritual world and provides whatever is desired. So this is a really nice verse, which I think many devotees will know.
Chintamani prakalasatma sukalpariksha laksharvatesha shurabhi apipalayantam Lakshmi sahasa satasambhrama sevyamanam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desire, in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis.
Lakshmi Sahasas. No, Lakshvasteshu Surabhir. So this verse describes about Govinda's pastimes, tending the cows, looks after the cows. Amazing. Kamadhenu manifested on earth doing the churning of the cosmic ocean. So this was when the demons and the demigods got together and decided to churn the nectar from the ocean. And from there came Gomata, one of the gifts of the ocean. Many others as well. Many Dhanvantari came as well, the demigod of medicine. So many other gifts came, beautiful gifts came. So Gomata was one of them. She was presented at that time to the 7 sages by the demigods, and in course of time came into the possession of the sage Vashishta. Simply by saluting the cow, one gains all dharma, just by saluting her, and wealth. The cow is worth being worshipped by all. Kamadhenu, all that is sacred can be found in the cow. The 330 million devatas reside in the body of the Kamadhenu. The 4 legs of the cow, Gomata, symbolize the 4 Vedas and the 4 pillars of religion: austerity, cleanliness, compassion, truthfulness. The tits are the 4 goals of all human life: Kam, Arth, Dharma, and Moksha. Desire, prosperity, duty, and liberation. The sun is exemplified by the face, as is the moon. The shoulders are a symbol of Agni, the god of fire. Her horns are Brahma, the tip, Vishnu, middle, and Shiva, the base. Her eyes are the sun and the moon. Lakshmi resides in her cow dung. Gomeye Vasate Lakshmi. Of the 8.4 million species, only cow dung is pure. So very interesting. And this, of course, scientists in the West did research many years ago, and they found that cow dung had antiseptic qualities. So the Vedas said this right from the beginning of creation. So Kamadhenu exists in 5 different forms: Nanda, Sunanda, Surabhi, Sumana, Shushela. Other names are Savala and Matrika. Just like her daughter Nandini, Kamadhenu could grant a wish to any true seeker. One should offer obeisances to circumambulate the Gomata. By doing so, it is like one has circumambulated the entire earth with its 7 islands. So this is from the Upanishad. So Gomata is so important. There are 7 mothers. I wanted to get an idea. Do devotees know who these 7 mothers are? Anybody like to tell me who the 7 mothers are?
Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm.
The cow.
Mm-hmm.
Our mother, of course.
Mother Ganga.
Yeah. 4.
The queen.
Mother.
The queen, yeah.
Prabhuji, I don't think Mother Ganga is part of the 7, right?
No, she's not.
Oh, Mother Ganga is not, huh?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well
not.
spotted. Yeah.
You're right.
Well done.
Hare Krishna, Dando Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. It's the wife of the Guru.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
One more, 2 more.
2 more.
Wife of the king.
Yeah.
And the nurse.
The nurse, yeah. Good.
So did we get them all?
Yeah.
Atma Mata Guru Patni Brahmani Raja Patni Ka Denu Datri Atha Prithvi Saptaita Mataya Smrita. One's own mother, wife of the Guru, wife of the Brahman. We didn't get that one. So we had the queen twice. The wife of the king, the cow itself, nurse, and the earth. Good. In his original form, so what's Krishna's relationship with the cow? In his original form in the spiritual world, Lord Krishna is a cowherd boy in the agricultural community of Goloka. Golok means, Go means cow, and Loka is the land of cows. Vrindavan, where he keeps unlimited transcendental Surabhi cows. Cows and Krishna have always been together. When he descended to earth 5,000 years ago, Krishna brought a replica of Vrindavan with him, and he spent his childhood tending cows and calves while playing in the pasturing grounds with his friends. His example shows the importance of cows to human society, the practical benefits of caring for them, and the advantages of an agrarian economy based on cooperation between men and cows. So Krishna himself sets the standard of how one worships Gomata and how one cares for Gomata and the impact of caring for Gomata. Oh yeah, So let's just read the English for this one. This is a little actually maybe. Uddhav, would you like to have a go at the Sanskrit? You're quite good at the.
Prabhuji, I can try to read, but I'm not sure if I can sing it.
No, don't sing it. Just read. Just read. Yeah.
Mani dhara kvachit agarnyan ga malaya daita gandha tulsayaha pranino anucharasya kadamshe prakshipan bhujam agayata yatra kwanita venu rava vanchita chittaha krishnam anvasata krishna grihinya guna ganarnam anugatya harinyo gopika iva vimukta grihashaha.
She's done it.
And you can read the translation if you like.
Now Krishna is standing somewhere counting his cows on a string of gems. He wears a garland of tulsi flowers that bear the fragrance of his beloved, and he has thrown his arm over the shoulder of an affectionate cowherd boyfriend. As Krishna plays his flute and sings, the music attracts the black deer's wives, who approach that ocean of transcendental qualities and sit down beside him. Just like us cowherd girls, they have given up all hope for happiness in family life.
Yeah, so this is from the 10th canto, very beautifully written by Srila Prabhupada about Gomotha. He's counting his cows on a string of gems. He's doing his mala. A little bit different from our mala. Our mala is to him, but he does mala of Gomotha. That's how he keeps count of all the different Gomatas. Really quite amazing. Very carefully done. Oh yes, keep reading actually, Uddhav.
Srila Jiva Goswami explains that in the afternoon Sri Krishna dressed himself in new clothing and then went out to call the cows home. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti gives the following information about the transcendental cows of Vrindavan. For each of the 4 colors of cows, white, red, black, and yellow, there are 25 subdivisions, making a total of 100 colors, and such qualities as being colored like sandalwood, pulp, tilak, speckled, or having a head shaped like a mridanga drum create 8 further groups. To count these 108 groups of cows, distinguished by color and form, Krishna is using a string of 108 jewel beads. Thus, when Krishna calls out, "Hey Dhavali," the name of a white cow, a whole group of white cows come forward. And when he calls Hansi, Chandani, Ganga, Mukta, and so on, the 24 other groups of white cows come. The reddish cows are called Aruni, Kunkuma, Saraswati, etc. The blackish ones, Shamla, Dhumala, Yamuna, etc. And the yellowish ones, Pita, Pingala, Haritalika, etc. Those in the group with tilak marks on their foreheads are called Chitrita, Chitratilaka, Dirgha Tilaka, and Tiryak Tilaka. And there are groups known as Mridanga-mukhi, Simha-mukhi. Mridanga-mukhi is Mridanga head, Simha-mukhi lion head, and so on. Thus, being called by name, the cows are coming forward, and Krishna, thinking that when it is time to bring them back from the forest, none should be forgotten, is counting them on his jewel beads.
Extraordinary. So sometimes he plays the flute, and different tunes call different Gomatas, categories of Gomatas. Sometimes I think this might be explained a little later, but sometimes the Gomatas, some of them become deviants. When Krishna is calling them by name or flute, they might just not obey Krishna's order. And the reason for that is, then Krishna will call up their name. Hey, Surabhi, hey, Madanga Mukhi. And when he hears, or Aruni, or he has names for every single cow. When the cows hear their names called out by Krishna, they become ecstatic. So sometimes they may not obey his order in order to hear him sing their names. So this is really fascinating, amazing. So lots of different types of Gomatas. I think these are the Bharatiya style, especially the Gir, very famous, the traditional Gomata. Uddhav, do you know much about Gomata in Bharat?
Hare Krishna, sorry Prabhuji, no, I don't know a lot, but I know that Gir is more prevalent in Gujarat and maybe Rajasthan.
Yeah, that's right.
Red Sindhi seems like in the Sindh region and Punjab region. I'm just guessing by the name Sindhi.
Good point, yeah.
But I don't know a lot. And then actually the brown Swiss also somehow looks like an Indian cow, but yeah.
Which one?
This one.
Yeah.
Brown Swiss.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a mixing of the breeds as well.
Yeah.
These are the Western ones. But yeah, very interesting.
Sahiwal, I know Sahiwal is very good milk cow.
Right. Yeah. We'll see this one a bit later on, a very similar looking one in Sudan, I think it is.
Sudan?
Yeah. In Sudan, they really look after the Gomatas very, very nicely. Very, very nicely.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at Krishna's pastimes with Gomata. He had many glorious pastimes with cows, as he would daily tend the cows. And some of the pastimes, he would literally take them to the forest, especially the calves when he was young, little, and then the Gomatas. You can see here, they're very attached to Krishna. Very, very attached to Krishna. And Krishna is very attached to them. He has a very sweet relationship. I love this one. Krishna looking over the countryside with Gomata, sitting with Gomata. This is him beginning to take the Gomatas on Gopastami, I think. And then they would have these fascinating pastimes where Krishna would squirt the milk straight into Balaram's mouth. Such fun-loving pastimes. And you can see Gomata's got a smile on her face. Everybody's so joyful and happy. They would milk the Gomatas every single day. Come home sometimes from grazing and then milk the Gomatas. Such affection. So when he was little, when he was 6 days old, in fact, he was bathed in cow urine after Putana's adventure with him. So he killed Putana, and they were thinking, oh, we have to do something to protect this boy. So one of the things they did was to bathe him in cow urine. So you see how important cow urine is. And this is from 10.6.20 of Bhagavatam.
Gomutrena snapayitva punargoraja sarbhakam raksham chakruscha chakrata Ada Sangeshu Namavi.
You can read with it.
The child was thoroughly washed with cow urine and then smeared with the dust raised by the movements of the cows. Then different names of the Lord were applied with cow dung on 12 different parts of his body, beginning with the forehead, as done in applying tilak. In this way, the child was given protection.
So this is the authority of Krishna being bathed with cow urine. Krishna expanded himself for 1 full year as calves. But before that, Krishna and Balaram used to go when they were, say, 1 year old, and they used to go in the courtyard, and Krishna and Balaram used to play with the Gomotha, sometimes catching their tail, and then the Gomotha would be running, galloping, and Krishna would be holding on to this tail, being dragged, and they would love that fun. And the gopis would come and watch and enjoy. And Krishna would smear himself with Vrindavan dust, and even be bathed in cow dung and cow urine again. So in this way, he would, and Balaram would just enjoy this pastime. Yashoda and Rohini would watch and call the cowherd girls, come and see this fun. And the Gomatas would be so happy. The calves and the Gomatas, they would be so happy playing with Krishna. And then this pastime took place. He expanded himself. Anybody know this pastime? Expanding themselves? Krishna expanding himself for 1 full year. Why did he do that?
Lord Brahma stole all the cowherd boys and calves.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So what happened was, go on, say a little bit more.
So, so Lord Brahma wanted to test whether that little boy Krishna is really God or not. He had got a doubt. So to test him, he stole all the friends and calves of Krishna to see how he reacts. And that was the test he was trying to do. And then he realized that, yes, he's really God when he was not disturbed, and he just expanded himself into all the cows and all the friends. And no one realized for 1 full year that their children or their cows were missing. In fact, they felt more love for them because they were directly interacting with Krishna. So all the mothers felt more love towards their children, and all the cows felt more love towards their calves, and they would deliver more milk than usual. So that's when Lord Brahma realized his mistake, and then he came back and apologized to Krishna.
Yeah. And what was Balaram's reaction to all this? Do you know? Do you remember that?
Yes. So you told me last time. So Balaram could sense that something is not right, and he asked him what's going on, and then Krishna told him.
Yeah, very good, very good. So he was 3 years and 11 months old at that time. Yeah. Fascinating pastime. Krishna is popularly known as Govinda, one who pleases the cows. Go is Gomata. Govinda pleases the cows. Gopala, protector of the cows. Krishna's name of Govinda was given when Indra tried to harm the Brijbasis. And that name was given by Surabhi. You're a protector of the Gomata. Because he protected all the Brijbasis and all the Gomatas in Govardhan. So Surabhi gave him the name Govinda. The cows would love to hear Krishna call out their names. So sometimes they would be mischievous and run away from the herd. On Gopastami, Krishna grazed the cows for the first time. And he wouldn't wear shoes because the cows don't wear them. So Yashoda Mai had this idea that you're going out on Gopastami. I don't want you to go at all, but I have to submit to Nanda Baba. So you're going, but I want you to wear shoes because there's so many thorns and stones that will hurt your feet in the forest. And Krishna said, yes, no problem. But then you'll have to make shoes for all the cows as well. So it's 900,000 cows, times it by 4, 3.6 million shoes. And then Yashoda Mai said, that's okay, you go. Don't worry about shoes. So I think she might have wanted him to take an umbrella as well. Right? So he said everybody has to have an umbrella as well. So
so many servants.
Yeah. 5 years, 2 months at that time. Krishna would perform arti to the Gomata every day. So usually Nand Baba would wake him up, or Yashoda Mai would wake him up, and they would go to the cow shed. And in the evening, again, they would go to milk the cows. Nanda Maharaj had a special Gomata. He used to milk himself. And he would train Krishna and Balaram how to milk this Gomata. Only Krishna and cows wear peacock feathers on their head. There you go. Interesting. Namo Bhamaya Devaya Gopamanitaya Cha Jagatita Krishna Govindaya Namo Namaha.
My Lord, you are the well-wisher of the cows and the Brahmins, and you are the well-wisher of the entire human society and world.
So that's from the Vishnu Purana, 1965. So what does Prabhupada say on cow protection? Lord Krishna as Govinda is more inclined to the Brahmanas and the cows, indicating thereby that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahminical culture and cow protection. Lord Krishna is never satisfied where these are lacking. Cow protection means feeding the Brahminical culture, which leads towards God consciousness, and thus perfection of human civilization is achieved. This is from the Bhagavad Puran, 119.3. And then same Srimad Bhagavatam 8.24.5. Without protection of cows, Brahminical culture cannot be maintained. Without Brahminical culture, the aim of life cannot be fulfilled. One cannot become spiritually advanced without acquiring the Brahminical qualification and giving protection to cows. 6.18-52. And in 1844, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains the job of the Vaishyas. Krishigo Rakshya Vaishya Karma Swabhavejam Paricharyatmakam Karma Sudrashapi Swabhavajam.
Farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas, and for the Shudras, there are labor and service to others.
Of course, in today's culture, that's completely lost. Instead of cow protection, is this cow slaughter. And it's so heartbreaking what happens to the Gomatas. So there's loads of pastimes. I wanted to just share a few. One of the most, wow, time's already flown by, huh? Yeah, so there's quite a lot left. So I think we can try to cover the remainder tomorrow. Because I was going to look at the different pastimes, Guru Maharaj, their status as citizens. They have such strong feelings, Gomatas, and the point about protecting them. And Mahaprabhu's was in the Bhagavatam. He explains to the Chandakasi, sorry, not Bhagavatam, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, what blessings we can get from Gomata, benefits of cow dung and worship of Gomata. And there's really amazing sannyasi. We'll try to show the YouTube tomorrow. Bhakti Raghav Swami. He's got a very nice explanation about how we should be thinking about Gomata every day. Like that. And there's some scriptural references and what other religions make of it. Gomata. Especially this Sudanese tribe. Let's have a look at that. See? That Gomata. I mean, that's huge.
Wow.
That's huge. But they have a great love for Gomata. Unbelievable love. Anyway, let's have a look at this tomorrow. Any questions, any comments before we close this bit of it?
No, this is very interesting, Prabhuji. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's session.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I'll have a think about what we've done. I've done this before and I've forgotten most of it, but anyway. Anyway.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I have a quick question.
Sure. No.
Prabhuji, like the other Prabhuji was explaining, Brahma took away the children and the cows.
Yeah.
So when the children came back
Right.
after a year or
Yeah.
then till they did the parents realize that they had missed their children for a year, and
No.
who were the children whom the parents were loving?
No, they never realized. But because they never missed the children, because Krishna was with them as that child, and they felt more affection to the child as Krishna than they did for their own child, if you see what I mean. So when the children used to come home, they used to wonder, why do I love my child so much more now?
Oh, I see.
And same with the Gomatas. They used to, the calves, they used to give so much affection to the calves. And Balaram, like we were just saying, Balaram, he was seeing what was going on in Vrindavan. Suddenly there was so much love between the Gomatas and the calves and the cowherd men and women towards their children. So he was beginning to suspect, this was going on for a whole year, and he was thinking something's wrong here. And eventually he asked Krishna, what's going on? And Krishna then explained that Brahma's stolen them and I have substituted myself. So then Balaram understood. And when the boys came back, for them it was just a moment, because Brahma told them, and it was just a moment of Brahma's time. When they came back, they started telling the parents about, was it the pastime of Aghasur, wasn't it? Aghasur. That pastime took place a year before, but they were telling it as if it happened just a moment ago. So it's quite a fascinating pastime, this one. So one here.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So anything else? Anybody else? Okay, good.
Prabhuji?
Yes.
Was it to fulfill the desire of the mother, the gopis of Vrindavan, that this pastime happened? Because they wanted to have Krishna as their child. They wanted to feed him.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yes, it is.
Is that, where did you read that?
Krishna.
Krishna book. Okay, yeah. That's very good. Well remembered, Karuna. But also, another thing happened in this time, this 1 year. All the gopis were married to the Gopas, but effectively they were all married to Krishna.
Again, that was their desire.
That was their desire, and Krishna fulfilled the desire. So sometimes people say, oh, Krishna, he was with other people's wives. Actually, no, he had married them. Although nobody really knows that. Yes, good point. Huh? Good point. Is that okay, Karuna?
Yes, Prabhu. And also the cows also wanted,
Right.
don't remember very well that they wanted Krishna to, they wanted to feed Krishna themselves, the cows.
Yeah.
So then Krishna became their cows, and
Nice.
they were able to feed them.
Yeah, Krishna fulfilled the desire. Yeah, good one. Thank you. Yeah. It's a nice nice angle to look at it from. Very good. Yeah. Good. Okay. Thank you very much. So we can go to the Nishinga cover.